Today we've been meeting at Media City to look at the learning and teaching strategy at the University of Salford. The learning and teaching strategy was developed a little over a year ago at one of the university's other sites. What we're doing today is we're looking back over the course of the last year to review the achievements of academic staff and students from different parts of the institution. We're also looking forward and beginning to plan what we need to do next. And two key elements of what we're planning to do next focus on academic roles and what we're going to be asking academic staff to do in the future. With the Academic Roles project, we've looked across the university at what works well in terms of the support we provide for programme leaders, module leaders and other staff in different roles. We've captured that in a series of descriptions. What we're doing today is sharing those descriptions with colleagues from other parts of the university and looking at how we can draw that best practice together to provide a firm foundation to help existing staff and new staff develop their jobs and their careers in the future. The second thing we've been doing is looking at assessment. We know that students believe that assessment and the marking of their work and the feedback they receive is the most important thing for them in their time at university. So once again, we've been looking at the best practice from different courses and different modules across the institution and gathering together guidance that the tutors have developed on those different educational schemes and sharing it then with their colleagues from other parts of the university. The ambition is to draw all of that together into an assessment handbook, something that can form the basis for training and development in the future, and also provide a guide point for colleagues in professional services departments and other support areas of the university so that everybody knows what they're working towards and so that we can ensure for students across the university that there's some consistency in what they get, both in terms of the quality of the assessment that they're asked to perform, but also in terms of the standards of the feedback that they receive and the speediness with which they get marks for the work that they've done.
I think it's gone really well. I really value group discussion time, so you can, have a more informal discussion. Because I think, whilst I love big group discussions and for getting different ideas, in the smaller groups is where you can perhaps bounce off each other a little bit more. So I think they're really great for getting new ideas and opinions and actually having a bit of debate as well. The benefits days like this are getting everybody together, students and staff, and that's one thing actually I really think it's been brilliant today is to see the number of students who've been involved doing the illustrating, photography, and then also obviously reps from the Students' Union who've been involved in some of the discussions as well. And it's great to get everybody together who perhaps have got different viewpoints, are involved in different disciplines, different parts of the university, and they come together and discuss about how some of these fundamental practices by what we even mean by the word feedback and what learning and teaching is and how that's applied in a variety of different areas right across the university.
From a personal point of view, I'm really pleased with it. You could tell as soon as the event started there was a sort of a life and everybody was engaged with what we were talking about and wanted to discuss the things that we were discussing. As things went on over the course of the day, it became quite clear that the conversations were going to go off in all sorts of different directions other than what we expected. So I suppose in itself that's a recommendation enough that people wanted to talk about this stuff. I think actually one of the big benefits is getting both staff and students together to talk about these issues. It's obviously something that's critical to both parties, but they're looking at it from different perspectives. So I'd say there's a big benefit to involving both sides. From my point of view, because I'm going to be involved in actually making some of this stuff happen, the big benefit to me personally is actually sort of hearing what people's views are, what they're going to do, what concerns they have, and what we need to make sure are in place to get all this stuff to stick and get it to work. Well, I was actually involved in helping the university move into this building over the summer. I was responsible for coordinating all the training needs of all the staff moving here. So I suppose it's something which is now I'm used to this building and I know it very well. My first impressions when we first came here were just wow. It just looks so different and feels so different to what we've got back at the main campus. And it's an amazing space. There's some fantastic kit in here, and we've got some really clued up staff and really clued up students. So the more opportunity we get to use it for events like this, and the more we can showcase it to the rest of the university and to the outside world as well, like the Believe event that was on Saturday, the better.
Okay. Today's event has been our third Learning and Teaching Strategy Away Day. It's been about implementing the good ideas that colleagues and students have come up with at the previous 2 away days that we've had. So it's now at the point of implementing the strategy and not just conveying to people how we're taking their ideas forward, but getting their input into taking it to the next stage. The key focus of today has been on the pedagogically excellent strand of the learning and teaching strategy. We've been focusing on academic roles, and that has involved telling people how we're going to clarify what is expected of academic staff when they're teaching on programmes and managing teaching, just to achieve consistency and a better experience for staff and for students. And we've also been looking at assessment and feedback, again looking at sharing good practice that will feed into a handbook containing guidance for all members of staff. We've been using the Digital Media Performance Lab as our base room today, and we've been using that for whole group discussions and for feedback, and we've also been using breakout sessions outside of that media lab and in the egg in the forum of the Media City building. I think we're gaining real momentum now. We can see what we're implementing. We've got a direction going for each of the Aspire themes. I think the difficulty is going to be really narrowing down what we can focus on next time, because there's just so much exciting stuff going on. So I'm sure we're going to have a really exciting event next time around, which will be in about 6 months' time.